conflict with election day.
Right.
Vote early, vote once.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks to Condor. The contractor for the Jefferson Parish Performing Arts Center insists that he's not to blame for going $18 million over budget.
Joe Calderara says in a normal project there are rarely any design changes, but in this one he says there have been nearly 500, and he's never seen anything like it. Rob Masson has the story.
Without a good set of blueprints, few things get built.
It's either changing fur downs or changing the metal studs.
Projects are bid out and expensed based on a set of architectural plans that rarely change. But when it comes to the Jefferson Performing Arts Center, there have been hundreds of changes.
How many revisions have been needed in total?
Unbelievable. The amount of drawings so far is up to about 470.
And on a good project, how many might you have?
Well, on a good project, you wouldn't have, that many. I mean, you'd have a dozen, 2 dozen at the most.
The original plans called for just one entrance and exit. Subsequent plans added 2 more major entrances and tens of thousands in extra costs in a project that's now $18 million over its original $26 million price tag.
There were 12 general contractors, I believe, that were going to bid. Because of the amount of questions and the complexity of the job, everybody but the 3 of us bid it.
This massive opening is needed to bring in stage sets. In the original design, it had major structural supports moving right through it. They had to be removed, and the surrounding walls redesigned to make sure they were strong enough, causing further delays and more cost.
This is hundreds of errors. I mean, look at this page. We're at 224.
This project has had a number of architects. The original one, Wisnia, was replaced by Perrin and Carter, who had to come in and completely redesign the roof. Original plans called for 5 roof drains, but the new plans determined that 8 more were needed. That caused another 2-year delay and more major problems.
The decision to add these additional roof drains stopped the work in here because if we had to add to the system, we had to add new piping.
Here's another major problem that's going to need to be fixed. This huge structural beam goes across a fire exit, and it's impossible for a taller person to escape without hitting their head. And then there's the elevator that didn't go all the way to the top.
There's 2 elevators on the job. Both elevators had to have extensions to the ceiling or roofing area so that when the cab went up, it didn't hit the ceiling.
There have also been major revisions in concrete layouts, the orchestra pit, and the very studs used to hold the walls in place.
Every stud in this building has been changed. Configurations of the interior studs versus the exterior studs, ceiling heights, fur downs, all those things have been changed.
Joe Calderara hopes the changes stop so he can finish a project that's been wanted for a long time in Jefferson Parish and has been on the drawing board since Bill Clinton was president. Reporting from Metairie, Rob Masson, Fox 8 News.
The parish filed a lawsuit against Wisnia, the original architect, to try and recover at least a part of the $18 million in cost overruns. The architectural firm, however, only carried $1 million worth of insurance for such disputes, so full payment isn't likely. Wisnia did not return our phone calls.